Wow, oh wow, it is quite the show today. You are listening to Fucking Around with Porn Stars, and we have got a great guest with us today. He is going to be joining us via the old Skip-a-Skype. Oh, the Skip-a-Skype. And then we also have Giovanni Valentino back with us this week. He is
You're
back
damn
from,
right.
He is back from, I don't know, the rodeo or sabbatical or whatever the hell that was that he was
livestock show and rodeo
that he was doing that prevented him from being with us. But he is back. We also have a fantastic guest with us today. Which, by the way, if you have never watched any of, if you are just a radio listener, an audio listener to this broadcast, and you've never watched our video stuff, you need to go to jiggyjaguar.info and look at the background that our guest has today.
Yes.
First of all,
That is
that a goddamn spinning shoe display up there in the corner?
Oh yeah, that's a shoe right. That's a $400 setup right there.
That
$400
is
setup.
amazing. I love it.
I am blown away by this spinning shoe. I was looking at the rocket ship, which I find amazing, and I was going through all the various things, and then I'm like, is that a goddamn spinning shoe up there in the corner?
That is amazing. I love it.
You are correct. You are correct. Everybody don't have one of them on display. Everybody don't have one of them on display. Oh.
I'm glad they don't, because I would hate for when I have the left wing or right wing political guests on the other shows for them to have a spinning shoe would be very out of place.
That's my first. I tell everybody, this is my first love. I've been a sneaker collector since I got my first pair of Jordans back in 1985, and it's just been inbred in me. I love
really.
kicks. Yeah,
That's
I love.
awesome.
You know what? I make shoe contact before I make eye and titty contact. How about that?
Well, I wear cowboy boots, so I'll probably bore you to death.
No, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. There's some clean cowboy boots out here. Some clean cowboy boots.
We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on our big program. He is. I don't even have enough words to describe in the English language this individual. Mars Black. I hope I am not butchering that name.
That's it, man.
He is with us today. He is a two-time, as Diamond Dallas Page would say, AVN-nominated top male indie creator. He is a retired USMC Navy vet.
There it is.
Apparently, I'm reading this from his from his Twitter bio. Polo wearing guy.
Ralph Lauren. If it ain't made by Ralph Lauren, I can't wear it. That's another
There it
brand.
is.
That's another brand.
That is amazing. And he is joining us today here on our big program, and he is going to be part of Exotica in Chicago.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So first of all, I don't even know where to begin with any of this. I don't know if I just want to watch that goddamn shoe in the corner for the next 60 minutes.
Actually quite mesmerizing.
Or what the hell I want to do here. Okay, first of all, Mars, talk to us a little bit about how you got into the porno business, as they say.
Well, first of all, guys, I just want to thank y'all for the opportunity to allow me to be on your show, and congrats to you all for the AVN nomination as well back here in January.
I find that absolutely amazing, and as
Thank
I always
you for that. I appreciate the recognition, my man.
As I always like to tell Giovanni and our good friend Patrick Palmer, the only reason we didn't win that AVN is because we had the wrong press person. But
okay.
But
hey, listen. As you see here today, it's all about that marketing. For me, I'm all about marketing the brands and who you got putting stuff out there and everything, man. But again,
we're just accused of creating market confusion over here, Mars. That's the problem. That's why they don't love us. That's why they hate us.
I always find it interesting that the winner of that award every year seems to have the very same press person.
Right.
I don't know how that works.
I don't know how that all works. But
it'll come through one day.
But Mars, you are amazing. You have racked up all sorts of nominations.
Yes.
You've got all sorts of content out there. So, how in the world did you get into this business, my friend?
Well, we're gonna take it back for a minute. Always been from a early age been a porn guy.
Right.
Sort of got hooked in them adolescent years or whatnot. Finding my daddy's first VHS tapes behind his pickup truck and everything, and just been a little inquisitive guy ever since, man. But as far as the industry goes, was searching the web back in the day. I came across a site which is still in existence, Southern Charms. I'm not sure if y'all.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
SC girls. Yeah.
SC girls.
Before Snapchat took over as the original. The OG SC.
Yes, exactly. So I was a big fan of ladies on there and looking at them. And back in the day, I'm not sure if y'all remember, they had a gent site, Southern Gents.
Yes, I remember. Man, you were going back to the originals.
Yes, yeah. Started back. Tell everybody, the Dick made his first appearance online back in 2005 when I came out on Southern Gents.
Oh, man.
Again, looking at that, I'm looking at that site like, okay, they got a gentleman site, they got the female site. Let me jump out here on the gentleman site, and that way I can sort of connect, hopefully, with these women, shoot some content.
Right.
And that's where it took off. That's the start of it. And
Holy
originally
moly.
got on the site back in 05, had to come off the site in 06 because I got deployed to Iraq, and of course I couldn't be doing no updates overseas and stuff. Came back on the site. They allow you to come on twice. Came back on the site in 2010.
Right.
Again on the gent site when they still had it, and I found my my third wife on the site. She was doing modeling on the Southern Charm site, and
oh wow, okay.
And we did our thing for a few years until we divorced, and then took another break. And my current wife, my fourth and final wife, she knew the story about me and how avid I loved the whole porn and everything. And about in 2020. She was like, hey, stop talking about it and be about it. And, put foot to ass, and has been my rock and my main supporter, biggest fan, and all this, coming back on this third go round back from 2020. So that's my story.
That's awesome. So
that is amazing.
We have got a fantastic guest with us today. Mars Black joins us here on our big program.
Yes.
And he is going to be part of Exotica. And so... according to your Twitter, this is your last booth appearance at an Exotica?
Yeah, what is that? What is up with that, my friend? What is going on?
Y'all are getting the exclusive. Y'all are getting one of the last probably podcast exclusives. I got one other podcast next Friday, but y'all are getting the first-hand story.
Well, that is appreciated because there's a lot of people wondering about this. I can tell you right now, there are people probably wondering why it's the last. So we appreciate the answers, and thank you for the exclusive as well.
Exactly. So as I just mentioned, I've been in this thing on and off since 05. And as y'all probably know, it's been changed throughout the years with the whole invention of social media and only for everything, all these platforms and whatnot. And it's just not the same. And I've been the type to, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. And I think I've done it, made a name for myself, marketed my brand, got some nominations. And as an independent creator, the amount of money that I'm spending to be spent on these shoes behind me and polo and stuff like that. That's the main reason. I got a wife, I got a family, and I just want to just move away and just enjoy my retired life and put this behind me. It's just something else that I've done. So yes, that's the plan.
That is, I mean, it's it's one of those things. I'm gonna level with you as a PR person myself. Usually, when we say we're retiring for family, it's because a politician actually went out and diddled their stepdaughter. So this is good that it's a refreshing reel. I'm retiring to take time for myself. And so I appreciate that you're doing that for the family. I mean, what do you think, though? I mean, if you're talking about kind of making that shift, obviously, I always like to say, don't regret anything, move forward with your story. But will there be things, what kind of things do you think given a year or two, you're going to look back? What will you miss the most? What else do you think you're going to be thinking about in that space as you kind of take that journey forward?
Good question. And let me just elaborate a little bit more on the whole, because a lot of people have been. I mentioned this sort of last year on the retiring thing, and I only did one Exotica appearance last April. That was my only one for the whole year. I didn't do any others. I just took some time off because I do have a plethora of content that I haven't even put out yet to keep me going for a few months, a year or two, or whatever. Now, when I say retired, I mean I'm not going to be the type to be running up and doing the conventions, spending money on the booth appearances,
Right.
Airbnbs, all that stuff. If somebody's coming to my local area here where I'm at in South Carolina, I might be willing to shoot or whatnot. Or if I'm traveling somewhere, I go to Vegas a lot throughout the year. If somebody hits me up while I'm travel out there and want to maybe work or whatnot, that's a possibility. But my main thing is, just relaxing, taking time. I do some work behind the camera for some ladies. I like some videography and photography. So any of the ladies know that I've worked with, if they need some content shot, I'm more than willing. But as far as just going out, hitting up this person and the next person on platforms, hey, do you want to collab and stuff? That's not going to be me through the through the next years.
Totally makes sense. I appreciate that. But it's good. I mean, it's good to hear it. And I'm kind of curious too. What did you feel like? How did you arrive at the now moment, though? Like we all have a certain moment when we trigger something. I call that the zero moment of truth or the light bulb moment, whatever you want to call it. What was that moment for you to say, hey, you know what? I want to make this shift, kind of do things a little differently. Was there some particular event, or was it just you felt like, hey, this is the time? Like, how'd you get to that?
I'd say so. Probably started with last year. Again, being independent and you're trying to set up your own collabs or whatnot, and you got thinking this people, hey, let's do this and set a date, whatever, and you go through all this, planning and spending money, and then you don't hear from them. Crickets. It's like, are we shooting today? You're hitting them on text, you're hitting them on the plat. No response, nothing, no courtesy. It's just like I say, it's just a different mindset. I think it's a lot of clout chasing this day and time, and I'm here to just do me. I've never tugged on anybody's coattail and just put out my product and not worry about what everybody else is doing. But it's a lot of that going on right now. It's frustrating. So that's the main big reason.
Yeah, there was something. I just had a model that we were talking to who she's from Oklahoma. Her and her husband do really great work, and it's funny you bring up the whole thing about the flakiness. I was telling Jiggy about this. They were traveling back. They were supposed to get with us at one point with regards to Exotica, and they travel from kind of right around Oklahoma City. They come down to Austin, Texas to film. They had scheduled like 5 people to collab with over the weekend.
Right.
So you drive, the husband and wife drive down here, and by the time they get to Austin, it's down to 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because one dude flaked out, didn't want to get a test, or he went down to the local, kind of Maricopa County health clinic, got a bullshit $5 test that really does the same thing. Well, that any 6-year-old with Photoshop could do these days. And, and so they did that, and then this other girl, partied too much with her fellow strippers, so she couldn't go. So by the time you get out, it's this long drive. And so I'm glad you kind of brought up the flakiness thing, because I think that's something that just kind of, it's pervasive in our industry, and it is really one of the reasons why a lot of people kind of get disenchanted or disenfranchised with our industry as well.
Exactly.
So glad you brought that up.
Just a little courtesy, if you get I know me, I do trade for content shoots. I don't pay. So if it's me, I'm like, okay, we're going to do some collabs. Me and you both get that content. We both share it on our platforms, make money. Whatever. So if I understand if ladies get a paid shoot, they gonna cancel on me. But just give me a courtesy at least. Hey Mars, I know we got to shoot today, but I got an opportunity to make $500 a day. Can we reschedule, or just let me know? But not to say something and then see me later on and look right past me. It's just I'm not too kind on that.
No, I don't blame you. Don't blame you. And and I think the other thing too, going to it, it's not just the whole like the just the courtesy aspect people think. And this is me sounding like I'm the old man in the neighborhood, get off my lawn. But I really believe that the prevalence of text messaging has also made it so that if you're running super late to a dinner party or a shoot or, getting to a friend's house or whatever, it feels like because of the damn text messaging, now you could literally be still on your couch, haven't moved a fucking muscle, And then you could text them, oh, sorry, running behind. And, and you're already 10 minutes behind. And I think the instantaneous factor of the messaging back in the day when it was just, you had phones and you had fucking answering machines.
Right.
You had to plan and shit, and people kind of blow that off, especially the younger generation that didn't have to go through it. But that's me being old man yelling at the cloud.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
Yeah. Get off my lawn, marketplace confusion. Anyway.
That's right.
Yeah,
we have got Mars Black with us today. When we get off the air, we will explain the market confusion joke to you. So. He joins us today here on our big program. So, what are your plans for Exotica?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Of course, I got with people seeing what y'all saw on my Twitter, and they've been reaching out. Hey, what's going on? And I've been telling them my story. So a couple, it's been blowing up. Hey, I want to shoot. And for me, if I'm spending that amount of money, booth fees, I definitely want to be at the convention to meet my fans and members of my site. I'm not just going to buy a booth and not be at the convention and not be there to meet the folks. So for me, when I do the Exoticas, I only do one shoot a day. That way I'm fresh. My material as it comes out looks good. Because if you're trying, first encounters, trying to shoot 1 and 2 and 3 shoots a day and convention and on your feet, your material is it sucks by the time you do that 3rd or 4th shoot in the evening or whatnot. So I just narrowed it down. I turned 50 this year, so I ain't no young whippersnapper. Yeah, birthday in September, Virgo. So I'm not a young whippersnapper. So what I usually do is do a shoot in the morning, get refreshed, head over to the convention, stay over there, and meet my people, and then go home, get a good night's rest, and then start all over the next day. That's how I've learned to do my business. So I'll be doing. I got 4 collabs. I get in late Wednesday. It's a 16-hour drive for me coming from South Carolina. I got to bring all my stuff. Get in late Wednesday. Go over to the convention, set up my booth on Thursday. I have a shoot on Thursday. They have the meet and greet that Thursday night, and shoot Friday morning, go to the convention, shoot Saturday morning, go to the convention, shoot Sunday morning, go to the convention, and it's a wrap.
Damn, that's nice.
Yes.
So where is your booth? Your 709?
Where are you?
Booth 709. I'm at the map. So as soon as you come into the entrance of the convention, you will make a left and go down to about the second walkway on the right hand side.
You are right around the corner from us. We are 604.
Okay.
So literally, when you come in, you make that left. You go past our good friends, Fantastic Studio, Tadpole Studios, not paying for that particular piece of cold reading there. So when you hit us at 604, which obviously we want them to make sure they stop by you. You come see Sex Work PR, come shake your hands, get some boobies in your face, and then head around the corner of the same thing. You're just really around the backside at 709, and that's where we love to have you. Mark in the backside, come in the rear.
Hey, y'all got some hotties hanging out at y'all's booth. I see the lineup. Y'all got something.
And we've got all kinds. We got short girls. What did Eminem say? What was that? What did he say in Lose Yourself? It's I'm calling all girls short girls, tall girls, fat girls. I'm calling all girls. That's what he said, and I think that's what we try to do is be inclusive. We even have the trans girls too, so that's one that Eminem missed in his song. But there you go.
I love it. Yep. Booth 709. You can't miss it because I usually have. I don't know about. I should be able to find one on Amazon, but Party City. They just went out of business. I'm not sure.
Yes.
Party City
did
the ones where I go to and get my rocket, and so I have an inflatable rocket that's flying in the sky, so it's not hard to miss when you say rocket in the sky.
An inflatable rocket. That's awesome.
We're gonna need an inflatable dildo with helium. Yeah, we're gonna need an inflatable dildo next year for sure. So
that's funny.
Oh, that's great.
So, what are you planning on doing with your content after you're, done? Are you just going to let it keep selling, or?
Yeah,
exactly. Just like, I learned some of the, I wouldn't necessarily, because they just a couple of years. Shane Diesel is about 10 years older than me, but Shane Diesel, Danny Black, some of the OGs, Richard Mann, have became friends with them throughout the years. And, they really not shooting themselves. But once you put stuff out there on the net and people see it, it's visual income. So, they occasionally throw up a video here. You might have some mini bid sales. But that's just, for me, it's more time now to really promote and market my stuff out there and just have that residual income where I'm not really having to sell, market myself and go out and spend this money. And then I can see the money finally coming back in, hopefully, with the content I already got out there and the stuff that I haven't put out yet. So
right on. Makes sense.
Yes.
So you have also filmed with someone who is going to be at our booth, Sexy Sammy.
Yes, that's right.
You have another one. I thought you was about to mention Becky Taylor.
Oh,
Becky Taylor.
Okay,
we
well,
got
yeah,
Becky Taylor.
we have her too.
Yeah, you got a couple. Becky, just to throw a little bit of the shout out those, and they gave me a big. Her and her husband are great friends of mine.
They're great people.
Yes, I would say when I did start on this third leg back 2019, 20, those were the first ones that really, and they attribute their success to me, and I attribute my success to them coming back out because we got a lot. I think I was her first interracial shoot, and we got a lot of content out there that we were putting out on Pornhub, and just she's big on Pornhub, and me coming back around and shooting our stuff. It just marketed well. So love them. Sexy Sammy. We shot with her. Her and her husband came out, flew out from Cali. Believe last November, did some content. So yeah, I love meeting like-minded people in this industry that's all about making some money and doing what we love to do, which is have sex.
And it's one of those things. It's you make the content you enjoy. That I always feel like then that's what the fans are going to resonate to. Because if it's too forced, they're going to know the chemistry's not going to be there on the screen. So you made a great point about when you're having fun with it, the fans are having fun too. Because it's all about the fans at Exotica.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah, Exotica, and shout out to Exotica. Those
yes.
I give this to. I think for me personally, I think doing the conventions, and if you go to conventions, I'm really like the only guy that's investing and spending money on a booth to market my brand. I mean, I've seen one guy in the last couple of years that showed up, and he was by himself, but going out, handing out my business cards, marketing cards, whatever, and meeting the fans and people to get my name out there, I really attribute those to getting those AVN nominations and people knowing who the Mars Black brand is. So I mean, Exotica showed me nothing but love through the years.
That's great. No, they are a great group of people.
So we've got a great guest with us today. Mars Black is with us. You can find him on the old Twitter machine.
Twitter.
MarsBlack_. And he joins us today here in our broadcast. I like the merch, by the way.
Yes, I do.
You have your own shirt. You are not following the old pro wrestling trope, which is never wear your own merch or never wear someone else's merch. One of the two. I've heard it both ways. But
I gotta get the shirt. The shirt is the one I want to get. I love that. Take a ride on Mars.
Listen, the story behind that was again came from sneakers. When I came back out and was thinking about the whole it's a family in the sneakerhead group. So I was
in one of the
groups one day, and we were talking, and a couple of embroidery guys and guys that do custom work, and I reached out to one. I was like, hey, this is what I do. Can you come up with a logo? And my boy was like, yeah, can I have creative direction on what I come up with? Will you be cool with it? And I'm like, yeah, go do what you do. And it was sort of like on the Wu-Tang. Do the Wu-Tang story, like when they got that Wu-Tang emblem, they just basically told the guy to make it, and it's worth millions now on that logo. Yep. So he came out with it, and I was like, yeah, this is perfect. And we've been literally riding it ever since 2020 with the Take a Ride on Mars aspect of things. So it's marketed itself, and in some of my pictures and videography work, I have not one that you'll see flying in the air, but it's a blow-up rocket where a lot of the girls I do a minute video of them actually getting on a rocket in the bed or whatnot and doing like a little mini clip of them riding the rocket, my rocket. And they get to sign the rocket. It's sort of like memorabilia. Like this is who I
love it. Yes.
Down the road. Yes. Back to the merch. I have custom tank tops. The ladies get a tank top. They also get a thong with my logo on it. they get a button, they get stickers, pasties, whatever for the tit. I mean, it's a whole that the ladies get.
Nice.
Everything. It's a whole, and that was courtesy of the wife. She thought about that idea. It was like, give them
That's not a bad idea. Yeah.
Yeah, the tank tops have a QR code, so this is another marketing scheme. When the girls are not spamming with me and they may be traveling through the airport or flying, I get a picture. Hey, Mars, look what I'm wearing today. And they walk through the
There
airport
you go.
with a QR code in the back on their tank tops. Free marketing, It's
Free
all
marketing. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Free is good.
Don't give
Exactly.
Giovanni ideas. He will do something like this for New Jersey.
Oh yeah, I'm beginning to get all kinds of things. I mean, hey, it's like my dad always said. My dad's marketing advertising. He always said, hey, a good artist can copy, but a great artist just fucking outright steals it. So yes, he's always like, just rip it off. That is good times. Good times.
Yes, yes. I
So
even have oh, my fault. Go ahead.
no, go ahead, baby. Go
No,
ahead.
you first.
I even have. Let me see real quick. I have. Well, I've got them in some pictures, but I even have Nike. Nike has done some shoes for me with the Mars Black name on the Nike Dunks.
Wow.
That's how
Oh my
deep it
God.
goes with the sneaker and advertising for my brand. So yeah, it's rough. It's rough out here.
It's rough out here. I love
That
it.
is amazing. We have got
It
a
is
great
very
guest with us
amazing.
today. Mars Black joins us. He is going to be part of Exotica coming up in Chicago very soon. In
Very,
fact,
very
we're
soon.
like
It's right around the corner.
we're
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 weeks away from this thing. So who do you have planned to shoot with when you're out there in Chicago?
I wanted to keep that. Now y'all can't get the exclusive on that. I want to
Well,
keep
that's
that
fine.
to
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
to
No,
the
no.
low, but as of right now, and you know how things can happen, but as of right now, I have one lady coming in from Vegas that would be a new shoot. I have another one from Chicago that we've been trying to shoot for the last couple of years, but the stars haven't aligned. But she just texted me today to make sure everything was still good to go and we were still on. So one from Chicago, the one from Saturday, they're in Chicago. A couple I shot with them 2 years ago, and it was a great shoot. Things didn't work out last year, so I wanted to shoot with them again. And then Sunday, that's another one exclusive. So, pretty much, yeah, three new shoots and one from previous years.
Well, that is fantastic. Good on you.
Okay,
I like how
so
you said you do your scheduling on your shoots too. That was pretty good advice for those people wanting to enter the industry. Sorry, Jiggy, go ahead.
the people that you were bringing in from Vegas, are
She's coming herself. I'm not bringing her. She's coming herself.
Oh, okay.
She's coming.
Well, is she going to be hanging out or like shooting with you and then leaving?
I'm not sure. She, as far as I know, said she was getting in late Thursday night, and I know our shoot was playing. Well, no, not late Thursday. Late Wednesday, and our shoot was playing for Thursday. So I'm not sure what her time frame is.
Okay. Well, the reason I'm asking is that if she is still hanging around, I would love to have her come by our content rooms at the Host Hotel and do an interview.
Yes, please.
We have plenty of media people that would love to talk to her.
Most definitely.
So-
I would let her know.
All right.
So when you get to Chicago, you set up the booth. You do all you go to the party thing on Thursday. You do all the stuff.
Right.
Are you one of these people that goes to the after parties or any of that crap, or is it just when I'm done with the booth, I go get a pizza or order a pizza from the
But you can't get a
Slice.
Why? Because that's usually where we hold that's usually where they hold the party inside the hotel. So
That's
that'll be
right.
interesting. Right. So
And I've been doing Exotica since 2022. I've never done a party. I come and do my thing. So basically, if I get up there Thursday, you can set your booth up starting around noon. I'm literally in there at noon, setting my booth up, 1 or 2 hours, if that. I'm out. And then Thursday, I have my shoot with the Thursday collab is at 4.
all
Do my
right.
shoot, get cleaned up, come over to the meet and greet, and mingle a little bit. Then I take it back and lay it down and get ready for Friday.
Wow,
There you go.
that's awesome.
And the Friday shoot is at noon. Most of my shoots is because Friday is late, night is later. So we got to shoot at noon on Friday.
Right.
1 or 2 hours, get cleaned up, and then head over to the convention on at 5 or whatever. So I'm very that's the military in me. I try to stay on the pattern, time frame, and not having to jump through hoops and having people wonder about this and what that. I have a plan, a layout, and try to stay with as much as possible.
That totally makes sense, and I think it is good to have a plan, a layout. I always tell people, there's usually some things will change, some things will move. They'll be a little fluid. As long as you have the structure, you can keep moving around that. So
exactly.
Good call.
Exactly.
Giovanni, go.
No, I
haven't let you ask a lot of questions.
Where do we buy the shirts? I'm over here looking at the merch site. I was like, where do I get? I'm looking at his Twitter, like, where's the buy link? Am I missing this? I mean, I want some of the shirts. I want some hats. What do people got to do to get those?
And see, that's another thing. And again, when I mentioned earlier about the cost and the money that I've invested in my brand, I'm actually not making money on what I invest back. And we know.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, me hitting up my lady to do my shirts and thongs, those are just the courtesy. The ladies aren't, of course, I'm giving them as gifts to my ladies that I'm collabing with or whatnot. And those are all out of my pocket and whatnot. But, like, if anybody, I've had people hit me up, it's like you all, guys or whatever, with wives, and like, hey, Mars, can I get a large, extra large shirt? And I had to hit my lady up and get them. But those I do charge for, like, hey, okay, it's gonna be $30, $40 or whatnot. But I really don't have. And I thought about that. I had another classmate of mine. He's like, do you have a store where you got your stuff? And I'm like, it's not really that deep. It's just me shooting whoever I'm shooting for and giving them some merchandise. But I definitely could see if the lady hit me up today to see if when I needed my order. So we'll talk after and see what sizes you are. I might be able to bring some up for you.
Yeah, you know what? We would appreciate that. We always love, supporting our fellow creators, people, producers, and directors as well, and people that kind of bring all this stuff together. All this stuff, I mean, a lot of folks don't realize how much work really goes into creating the things that they're going to go click on and look on and get off to, whether they're single men, single women, or couples that like to do it as foreplay. I know, like my wife and I do. And there's a lot of couples that do that. And they don't realize how much work it is. So I think it's nice that you got the shirts. It's nice that you got the merch. I think that's fantastic. Yeah, we'd appreciate it. I think everybody. I mean, I love the logo. That is I'm with Jiggy on that. That is a phenomenal logo. So kudos to your creative team. Kudos to you for selecting the people around you. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, I've definitely had a lot of support in this. Again, number one being my wife.
Yes, yeah.
I mentioned earlier, this is my fourth and final marriage. All right, this is it, fourth and final. And actually,
that's right. I'm only on 3, so we're good. I get you.
We've been together for 9 years, and we celebrate our 5-year anniversary this Thursday. Actually, so she's my rock solid. She's the creative person when some of these, if you notice this week, I've been doing, and it goes back to the whole Southern Charms thing.
Yeah.
Getting my start in that. Back in the day, it was no videos really. It was pictures, just like the Hustle and Playboy magazine. People came and they saw the visual content, and I'm big on taking some nice quality photos, having people come by and like, damn, who's he with? Who's that? Damn, they look good together. Now I can be like, yeah, they look good together. And hey, guess what? We got a video that's with this picture set as well to make people want to say, hey, all right, let me go see the video. They look pretty hot in these pictures. Let me go purchase a video or something. And so a lot of these shoots, this week is St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. If they've been going to my Twitter, they've been seeing a different lady all week in different St. Patrick's Day themes. And that's what I tend to do when holiday themes come up. I already have people are like, hey man, how are you? Where are you? Are you in Vegas? I'm like, I'm in my man cave at home watching TV. But you just posted something for St. Patrick's Day. And I'm like, yeah, I shot that 2 months ago ahead of time, so that way I already have some content fresh to come out. People don't get that. So that's what I do.
That's great. No, I saw the Holly one. That was the one that I thought was cute. I think that's great. Thematic keeping up with the thing is so for the what would be your one piece of like sage advice you'd give to somebody that comes up and says, hey man, I want to be into this, and they seem to be rather serious about it, whether it's time, talent, or treasure they want to put into it. What's your one piece of advice for that? People that, hey, some guy or girl says, hey, I kind of want to pursue this from your side of it. Like, what would you tell them? What would you say one is the key step for that person?
How much are they willing to invest, and that could be time, financial, all they have. They actually thought, what do I got to invest in? Am I just gonna get a cell phone and hold it and make some content, or am I really gonna make some content and think about outfits, the amount, the cost of testing, the cost of travel if somebody's not in your state? People don't understand that, and when you bring that up, it's like, oh, I gotta pay. It's 300 plus. Yeah, you got to pay for testing. Yeah, you got to pay for your all this stuff. So they don't think, they think it's just having sex. Let me get in here and get my dick wet or whatever. And they don't think about it. So you got to think about, what are you willing to invest in this? What are you going to do to build your brand?
Yeah, and I think that's great. You talked about the investment profile. Our company, Sexwork PR, and as well as Jiggy's company, Tough Point Studios, we always tell people, look, it's the 3 T's that you got to put in: time, talent, treasure. Those are the 3 aspects you have to invest in this industry in order for it to work out in any way, shape, or form. If you're not willing to put any of the time, talent, or treasure, if you've got one thing, you got time, that's great. Everybody's fucking got that. But it's it's how much of you you're willing to commit, and then on top of that, it's the talent, and then of course, to your point, the key point, the treasure. How much gold, how much coin are you willing to put into this thing? Because without it, yeah, you're great. Yeah, I'll have a fine. You can be some, tripod girl who, rents a hotel room in Davenport, Iowa, filming with mullet guys all day.
Who have 49 followers, by the way.
Yeah, who has 45 followers. You can make him a star. That's not really investing anything. You're just, mullet guy's not going to get anywhere, and the girl's not going to get anywhere. So it's one of those weird things that I think people just got to realize, be smart and be willing to put money into it, because, as you stated, nobody realizes just how much this thing costs to actually get this shit off the ground.
Although, if you were to take Mullet Guy and you were to introduce him to Mars Black, and he were to take Mullet Guy and create merch and all this other stuff, that guy could get over.
He could get over. There could be it's a possibility. But then what are you doing, right? I think we can all see, right? To Jiggy's point, you obviously we've got the guys. So we'll put time into that particular actor.
Yes.
And then you're putting and then talent. We have to put in Mars Black's time or the talent that he has to have for the graphics person to come up with a logo. And then there's still the teaser. It's kind of like we all talked about. Yeah, going back to the point of your merch. Yes, you have the merch, but no, you're not just going to go making 200 shirts, putting it in inventory. It's just not logical. So I think it's great that you brought that up, and I'm glad that you really talked about the investment part, because you hit it right on the head. People don't realize, the average fan doesn't realize how much we're doing. And I think, too, when they come up to, we've had, I think Jiggy can tell you about this, too, we've had people, and Mars, I'm sure you've seen people that, hey, can I get behind the scenes? I just want to see whether it's a guy or girl. And maybe we know that particular fan well, or maybe they've talked about it. And we bring them up to the room, and once they see how the sausage is made, they don't want any part of it. Wait a minute. I gotta do what again? I've got this Italian Giovanni Valentino screaming at me to cut and then shift positions, or Jiggy's telling them to move. It becomes a thing, and people don't realize how hard it is.
Exactly. Yeah, that's another thing too. Talk to a lot of females, and me in particular. I mean, I know it's a lot of stars out here, big names, and people. My biggest one has been Sarah J. I always got to throw Sarah J. She's the GOAT, and I remember when she first came out in the late '90s, and I'm in the Marine Corps, and I'm looking at this tatted, big booty chick on my web TV. Y'all remember web TV, the little box and the keyboard, and my roommate would come like, "Man, you on watching TV?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm looking at this little white chick right here." And the opportunity to work with her, and I'm like, "Well, how much did you pay her?" And I'm sitting here like, I didn't pay anything to work with her. And he's like, "What?" I'm like, she reached out again, saw me on the Exotica. This was, I think we shot in 22 or 23. Saw me being a creator coming to Exotica, and reached out. Her people reached out to me, and I thought I was getting catfish. Like, I'm a nobody. And it's like, "Hey, I see you gonna be up there, and would you like to work, man?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" So again, it's all about how much, again, you putting out. If I wasn't investing in my brand and trying to get a booth or whatnot, she would have never came across me like that. And so, like I said, it's what you put out there. And I always try to be professional. Again, another piece for the guys. I run into a lot of ladies, and they'll hit me up, "Mars, do you know him, such and such, or he's new?" And it's like, we all started somewhere. But when they say that they're porn star content creators, and then you go to their Twitter, and every picture you see is them with a dick in their hand, swinging there, swinging there, and they ain't shooting at nobody, and that's the same picture. And I got a 9.5, 10-inch dick. It's like, what? No, I mean, you gotta. And the approach, we old heads, we know how to talk to women, but these guys nowadays, hey, I got a big dick. You want to shoot? It's like, come on, bro. Anybody that's in this legitimately, dick is not going to impress them. It's how you approach them. Hey, I'm new. I'm just starting out. I like your content. Would you like to work with me? But they don't get that. They want to come some other off the wall type stuff, and learn how to talk to these women, fellas. If you're trying to get
it is. I'm glad you said that because there is a thing. I mean, even Jiggy and I get this. I mean, because being the side that we go on from, like yourself, from like the production direction side.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit! I've seen more dicks in the past 5 years than I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, and my wife and I are swingers, so we go to parties. There's more dicks as a result of the porn, because I mean, I'll get those pictures too. It's like they don't even bother telling me anything about their resume. It's just, here it is, baby arm on the table, boom, and they're sitting there going, hey, can I be in the video? I know that you work with Jiggy, and I like the girls, and hey, great. And then you tell them, well, listen, when we film, it's not just it's not some tripod in Davenport, Iowa, cheap hotel. We're actually got a crew of people here that are, working, and you're going to be, you got people, you got Jiggy and I yelling at you to move. It's and that can be a mental stress point. Some people can't handle that, and it's tough for them. And they think they got it just because they got dick. I'm sorry, that's not it. So
you're right.
But I'm glad you brought that up, and it is the approach. That's one of the reasons why Jiggy and I also are doing like seminars for swingers to explain to the swinger people, like, hey, some of y'all want to move into content because they're all on FetLife, and they're they got their friends on FetLife, they share videos, and like, we want to do this for real, put it on OnlyFans, whatever.
Right.
But now they're wanting to up their game, so they approach some content creators rather creepily, and it's like even a couple, they'll do it as a couple, they don't realize, like, hey, there's a way to do the approach. So I'm glad you brought up these wonderful things. Jiggy, I'm sorry, I've been hogging it up.
No. That's great. We have got Mars Black with us today. He's going to be part of Exotica coming up in April. A lot of things going on. So talk to us a little bit about, what you're looking at and what you're looking for with all of these people that you are filming with in Chicago, because you're only doing a certain amount of things.
Right. So
yeah.
First and foremost, my brand and marketing is interracial content. I love the white women, the pogs, the tatted
Where the white
women
at?
The pogs.
The pogs. Gotta love the pogs, man. And so that's what has sold the most content for me is the guys. Hey man, who's your next tatted chick? Who's the like y'all said earlier, the T's, tanned, tatted, and toned. That's what I go, tanned, tatted, and toned, and that's been my flavor for the most. I remember when I first came this third round, I did shoot with a female company, and they were like, "Hey, you're not going to shoot with," and I love my sisters. My mom is black. I'm black. I love my sisters, but as far as sexually, that's not what turns me on. And we're in an era now you can choose who you want to be with sexually, and that's what works for me. And she was like, "Well, you're going to put yourself in the corner." And whatever. I'm like, "Okay, well, that's fine if I put myself in the corner. I'm not going to do something I don't want to do that I don't feel comfortable with." So, but mainly it's the interracial content, and I tend to find, and it just happens. I'm not necessarily looking for them, but the females that I come across, they happen to be tatted, and I like to tat. I'm tatted up myself from my military days, and it's just a turn on for me. And like I said, the big booty chicks, and my boys are, some of the retired guys, and they like, they say they live vicariously through me. They live my Mars. I'm living vicariously through you, so we need to see the next big booty chick you got. So that's just been my thing. So that's how I roll.
Awesome. That is awesome. The next big booty chick you got. I love that. So direct. You got
it is. They don't pull any punches, man.
And, shit, that's great.
Yes, it's been an amazing life. I mean, like I said, I'm truly blessed. being able to my 3 previous marriages, and I'll be the first to admit, I was the one that messed them up. I was trying to, lie, cheat, and connive, and those ladies weren't having it. And now I got a woman, wife that allows me to be me, and it's all about the communication aspect of things, and not no need for lies. And hey, baby, I've seen this chick, and I either want to see her in my personal life, or either want to do some content with her, or whatever. And the wife, again, she doesn't necessarily want to see. She doesn't want to see the content I'm looking at. She stays in a bubble. But again, she'll take a look and say, "Hey, let me see what you're shooting with." Yeah. And a lot of times she'll be like, "Oh, she's cute," or she might see some stuff. Mom, so you looked at? Did you see all this dust on her baseboard and the dust on her ceiling fan? And did you see the clothes hanging out of her hair?
Oh my God, my wife hates it. Yeah, my wife is always critiquing the background of like a shoot. Even like when it's a cam model we're watching on my free cams or Chatterbait. Like if she sees like a pile of clothes or like 10 open bags of chips and an empty can of Pringles sitting on the back, she's always like, "What the fuck is going? Can they clean their shit? You live like that?"
Exactly.
Yeah. You gotta watch out for that background.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So when you're not doing this baporn stuff, and you're obviously a big shoe mark. You got shoes everywhere, baby. What are some other things you enjoy? Are you a sports guy? Are you what's the deal?
Big sports guy, big major gambler. So
you're a sports bet guy.
Oh man, yeah, I'm on that nightly. But NBA, I'm a big professional guy. NFL, NBA, and boxing. So I'm out to Vegas about, like I said, 4 to 5 times a year. I got some properties out there. But big sports guy. And in my I'm enjoying being retired from the military. I get my checks once a month. Life is good. But I do Lyft. I do Lyft driving, and I've been doing Lyft now going on about 8 years. And I tell everybody, once I'm done and I don't want to drive anymore, I'm going to write a book from the amount of people in these stores that I've picked up and driven, over since I started in 2017 with Lyft, over these past years. Because the stories and the crazy that I pick up in my vehicle to take them from point A to point B is crazy. But that's my main side hustle on a day-to-day basis, is driving Lyft, and then, of course, hitting the gym and working out. And, we just got a puppy yesterday. We got 2 Morkies. So nice. We're big dog lovers, and spending time at home and traveling. That's my thing. That's beautiful,
man. That's beautiful. I love it.
So, since you did say you were a boxing guy.
Oh boy, here we go.
I have a whole bunch of boxing questions.
He's got a bunch of stuff. I knew that was coming.
So, what did you think when the head of the snake, as I like to refer to them, Saudi Arabia, and TKO decided they were going to steal Canelo away from the Paul brothers?
I didn't think, because Canelo said that he wasn't going to go with Turkey, for the longest, and that just surprised me. But again, money talks. And in all aspects of life, it's a lot of things political that you think people want to be swaying to, but they start showing some money and big bucks, people change their thought process. So, I mean, they worked it to where he's doing his thing now. So money talks. That's all I can say about it.
And I honestly didn't ever see Canelo doing the job to Jake Paul. I didn't ever see that taking place.
No. I thought you was actually going to ask me about the knockdown the other week. Did you see that?
Oh, no.
I saw that on the news. I'm not a big boxing guy, but it came up on my feed. As Jiggy knows, I'm college ball guy. Big college baseball, basketball, football, especially in the fall. Jiggy can never get a hold of me on Saturdays. So you have the news feeds, as we all do for sports. So I saw that. I thought that's where Jiggy was going too.
I did too.
Yeah.
No. I wanna talk about and also, do you think that since TKO has their favorite president in office now, do you think that they'll get the Ali Act reversed so Dana cannot pay people in boxing like he does in UFC?
Oh.
Ian, man, I don't know. I just this this whole world we're living in now, politics. I've literally had to, and I'm a big social. My wife gets on me all the time. I'm on my phone. That's another thing. What I do throughout my day, I'm on my phone scrolling and looking at news feeds and everything. I've literally had to take time off. I'm off my personal Facebook. I'm off my personal IG because I just can't get into everything that people are talking about now. It's stressful. It's mind blowing, and so I can't. All these changes has already been made. I can't say yay and nay to the question you just asked me. I mean, it's a
Well,
possibility. It can
I
all
would
turn
I
into
would
anything.
almost believe that the only reason that they've gotten into boxing is
Mm-hmm.
because they've got something planned.
Mm-hmm.
I found it interesting that the day before Linda McMahon went to her hearing, amazingly, all of Vince's federal charges got dropped.
Don't know how that
But
happened.
but I would almost assume that they have a plan for boxing. Uh, I've always wondered why there wasn't a Dana White in boxing, why there wasn't just one guy.
Right.
But
Right.
I
Yeah.
guess,
I
guess
mean,
at some point there will be.
yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right, man.
So being a boxing guy, what do you think all the bare knucklers and all that stuff?
It's something. I mean, they got the slap boxing there, the bare
Oh
knuckle,
yeah.
I saw
everything.
the slap boxing. I'm not a fan. I'm old school. I don't mean
Yeah.
to interrupt Marcy. I want to put this on
Yeah.
the record. If it's not old school boxing, I fucking hate it. I don't like the MMA. I don't like any of that shit. I don't want to be in the octagon, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Just give me the old fashioned ring. Let's duke this out, old school style.
I'm with you.
I know a lot of people hate me for that. I'm like, look, it's stupid. Anything else is just dumb. Just give me the old school. I'm more the gentleman style. Let's do the boxing, right? Let's just do it old school style.
Yeah, I've never
So
personally, I've never got into the big UFC and any of that stuff
no, I
myself.
cannot do it. Yep.
Strictly the rings, man, and
Yeah.
but I mean, it's money making out here for everybody. Like I said, that whole slap boxing, the bare knuckle stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
somebody wants
It's
to go and
you know what?
lose some brain cells.
Yeah, exactly. It's for somebody out there. It's not for me. It's for somebody. It's got an audience. If I want to see two things fighting in a fucking cage, I'll go down to Tijuana and I'll go to a chicken match. I don't need to do it. I don't need to watch, two, tatted up homeboys going at it, and one guy from Slovakia with a beard down to here or something with a collar going, I don't need that. I don't need it. Just don't need it. Sorry, Jiggy. Sorry.
No. You're good.
No, no,
You're
no.
good. So you're a sports bet guy. I tried to do the sports betting thing for a little bit, and
Right.
when I lost when I lost most of the money that I invested in there, I had a good run, and I'm like, okay,
Oh, wow,
I don't know
didn't
how
that.
people get obsessed with sports betting, and I also I always make the airplane reference that unless the betting to betting is involved, I want nothing to do with sports betting.
There it is.
But
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
but educate us on what you do with your sports betting.
So, and it's surprising. I've been over the past year because I'm over here in South Carolina, and South Carolina don't have legalization on a lot of stuff. We still waiting for
Correct.
marijuana to get legalized, and which will never happen. But I use Underdog. Underdog. I don't know if y'all heard of that.
Yes, I have. I do know the app. Yep.
Okay. So I got on that, and it's basically, and I was telling one of my best friends the other day, it's where you can bet any sport, boxing, whatever, and it's basically just higher or lower. If Steph Curry is projected to score 35 points tonight, is he gonna go higher or lower? You can click on that, the odds of that, things of that nature, and of course, the more people that you bet on, the more it multiplies and the payout that you'll get if you win. But here are how the odds makers make it to their favor. So they don't just put Steph Curry's going to score 25 points tonight. It says Steph Curry's going to 35.5. They put that 0.5 in there, and I swear to God, these last couple of weeks, I've been getting my tail kicked where whoever I'm betting, and the person to have whatever points they're supposed to make, you can bet on assists, rebounds, points together, and I swear that 0.5 has been kicked. Person get 36.5. Person gets 36 that night, and I'm like, you just needed one more point.
One more point, yep.
To get my money and pay me out, and it's like, and I'm thinking to myself, maybe, the conspiracy theories in my head, like, Did
Oh
they
my
get
God.
stuff before the game and say, "Hey man, I don't need you going over 36 points tonight. Just stop at 36, and then y'all pull him out the game or whatever."
There it
Because it's
is.
just so funny how that happens. On some
Yep.
nights where I don't
Yep.
understand it. But I continue to throw my money out there and make it do what it do. I win some, I
I'll tell
lose
you
some.
what, if you've met our team member Big Will Media, Big Will Media is probably one of the best of the best at the sports betting that you can meet. He's just definitely got the whole thing down to a science. I mean, he's like one level below like Vegas picking. I mean, the guy's great. Yeah. So if you meet with him, and he's always the one that's telling me about some new emerging betting app that he's found. I'm like, Jesus Christ! It's like I don't know how you're keeping up with it all. And like I said, for me, it's college football. That's kind of where my betting goes to. I keep it simple. I'm a little boring in that department, but hey, something for everybody. Different strokes for different folks.
Exactly. And I'm the type, and I attribute that to my mom. She's used to go on these church group tour bus trips to Atlantic City.
Oh yeah.
My dad and I got hooked
That's awesome.
back in early 2000s, and I got to Vegas and I bought some property out there, and I'm like, yeah, I got to go to the casino. And so
I am a casino. My mom was the same way. My mom was a big casino person. Slots, card games. I mean, I knew more about poker, blackjack, and all that growing up first. I mean, it was actually got me really actually made me love math. Oddly enough, I had no issue with it. My mom was teaching me stuff on betting and how the numbers work and everything. And I think for me, that was an interesting way to get, as a kid, to enjoy mathematics. Oddly enough, was odds and gambling and what are the odds of drawing that next card? And I really appreciate that. Shout out to all the moms everywhere who find unique ways of teaching math to kids, even if it's gambling.
oh yeah, oh yeah. And you know what's so crazy? If my mom is deep in the church, she's been the church secretary for 25 years. So yeah, man, it's crazy.
I love it.
We have got Mars Black with us today. He joins us live here on our big program. So, Exotica for you in Chicago. You're going to be there 9th through the 14th.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned that you also do video stuff. Are you going to be doing video and photo stuff with people, or are you just shooting content and at the booth?
Just shooting content and at the booth. And again, the stuff that I do as far as photography and videography, those are just like some of the ladies that I may have collabed with in the past, and they, need me or my assistance. If I'm not doing anything, when I'm not Exotica, but in general, like, next week or so, hey, Mars, can you such and such meet me here? I got to shoot. Can you come video or do some picture sets and things of that nature for me? That's the type of stuff that I do. And I do have a IG page where I showcase my work for that. Mars, Mars underscore B is in boy underscore photography, and they can see all my work there on the IG page.
That is great. Mars underscore B underscore photography. I love it. Okay, that's fantastic.
That's awesome.
And you actually see the rocket thing. Some of the ladies I showcase stuff that I was talking about earlier about them.
And that's the one they sign, right? You have it in the background. They all individually sign the rocket, right?
It's a picture set done with that. When I'm shooting, we do pictures. They sign the rocket, and then also do a video of them riding. It's music added and everything with it. So.
Oh my God, that's funny. I love it. Well, Mars, as we're wrapping up here at the bottom of the hour, we want to say thank you for everything. I want to make sure not to steal Jiggy's thunder, but tell us where everybody can find you on all the fucking things online, please.
Yeah.
As y'all mentioned earlier, I mean, it's not hard to. It's but basically on Twitter, X, whatever you still call it, Mars Black without the K, BLAC XXX underscore on X. On IG, it's Mars Black XX. You can't put the XXX for some reason on IG, but it's Mars
okay.
Black.
I got one nuke for that. I had one of my accounts nuke for having the word sex in it, so I get it. Yeah.
And let me see where else I'm at. And then, of course, I have a link tree on those platforms. So if you just click on that, it opens up to all my podcasts I've been on and many vids, OnlyFans, and things of that nature. And that's where you can find me at.
That's great. And repeat that booth number for all the kids playing the home game.
Booth number 709. Go into the entrance, make a quick left, and then go down and like 2 walkways down and be on your right-hand side, right behind you all.
And if you forget, stop by Sexpert PR. You'll see us first. We'll get one of our lovely ladies to walk you over to the booth.
And again, don't forget about the flying rocket today. I have a rocket flying up in the air, so you can.
You can't miss that
minute.
shit. Yeah, that's great.
Exactly.
Love it.
That is awesome. So Mars, looking forward to seeing you in Chicago. I think it will be all sorts of fun.
Likewise, absolutely.
And so thanks for joining us this week here on our program. Thanks to Mars Black. Thanks to the incredible Giovanni Valentino. Before we let you go, Gio, how do we find you and all your fun stuff?
For personal relations, it's always GILV on Twitter. That's Gamma Indigo Lima Victor.